this case study, which I want you to answer. You are the district magistrate of a large city. Thousands of students have gathered to protest against examination irregularities, repeated paper leaks, unemployment, and delays in recruitment. Initially, the protest is peaceful. However, the crowd grows larger each day, causing traffic disruptions and raising concerns about law and order. The police recommended imposing the prohibitory orders, using force to disperse the crowd, and suspending mobile internet to prevent mobilization. Student representatives, on the other hand, demand a meeting with the administration and assurance that their concerns will be conveyed to the government. The media is covering the protest extensively. Any wrong decision could either lead to violence or create the impression that administrative is insensitive to the concerns of the young people. As a district magistrate, you have to balance the constitutional right to peaceful protest with your responsibility to maintain the public order and protect the public property. What are the options? What are the ethical issues involved in this case? Who are the stakeholders? What options are available to you? Discuss the merits and demerits of each. What course of action would you adopt? Justify your answer. There is a high chance that this means you will get this case study or this sort of case study. High chance, because protests are happening everywhere. మీరు చూస్తే కేన్ బేటువా రివర్ లింకేజ్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ అని ఒక ప్రాజెక్ట్ తీసుకొచ్చు. ఇంటర్లింకింగ్ ప్రాజెక్ట్. యూ వాంట్ టు లింక్ ది కేన్ వాటర్ టు ద బేటువా వాటర్. అంటే ఎక్సెస్ ఉన్నాయి, కేన్లో వాటర్ ఎక్కువ ఉన్నాయి, యూ వాంట్ టు సెండ్ ఇట్ టు బేటువా. సో దట్ ఈస్ గెటింగ్ ప్రొటెస్టెడ్ because there is tribal rights involved in that. There are so many protests happening there. Okay, so that's why there's those sort of questions can be asked directly. Now tell me, think about it and try to generate points. What are the ethical issues involved in this case? Cheppandi, what are the ethical issues? What are the ethical issues involved in this case? So, you know, there is right to protest. They have the right. They have the right to protest versus protecting public order is your responsibility. Protecting public order is your responsibility. They have right to protest, but you have the right to protect the public order. There is an ethical issue on this. Then second, the police are saying, see in the case study they are saying that use the force, harsh force used in India. But here, there is institutional empathy where rather than using the force, you need to go for the multiple options. Institutional empathy versus administrative bureaucracy. Institutional empathy versus administrative bureaucracy. Where bureaucracy are rule bound. Rules follow. Well, if the public order is getting disrupted, you should use the force. Rule says that. You should impose section 144. But you should be empathetic to the concerns of the students. You can't directly use the force based on the rules. You know, Niku, I don't know ethics law, there is Weberian bureaucracy. Weberian bureaucracy, Max Weber, you know, sociology, anthropology, political science, Max Weber says that bureaucracy, especially in many countries, are rigid. Where they follow the rules, they are rule bound. They are not empathetic, they are rule bound. So, అని చెప్తాడు అన్నమాట Weberian bureaucracy. So, that's the next ethical issue that is involved in this. Then third, there is information freedom versus law and order. Where they have the right to know the information. Protesters ki information iche right to. But the law and order issues there. So because ఇక్కడ మీరు చూస్తే ఈ కేస్ స్టడీలో, in this case study, you see they want to suspend the mobile internet. They want to suspend the mobile internet. So if you suspend the mobile internet, right to internet is also a part of fundamental right to freedom of speech and expression. So they have the right to information, but you are curtailing it because of law and order. That's the next ethical issue we have in the mind. Then the fourth ethical issue is the transparency in governance. The transparency in governance, where the media or the public communication should be reached to that people. అంటే ఏం జరుగుతుంది, గవర్నమెంట్ చర్చలు జరుగుతున్నాయా? మీకు జనరల్గా ఇది తెలిసే ఉంటుంది, ఎవరైనా టెర్రరిస్ట్ ఇదే చేస్తారు. టెర్రరిస్టులు న్యూస్ ఛానల్స్ చూసుకుంటారు. న్యూస్ ఛానల్స్ చూసి పోలీసులు ఎక్కడున్నారు, ఇప్పుడే ఎన్ఎస్సీ ఎంటర్ అయింది లోపలికి, ఇప్పుడే కాపాడుతుంది, సో వాళ్ళు అయ్యే చూస్తుంటారు. సో దెర్ ఇస్ ట్రాన్స్పరెన్సీ ఇన్ గవర్నెన్స్ దట్ ఈస్ నీడెడ్. అంటే గవర్నమెంట్ చర్చలు జరుగుతుందా, గవర్నమెంట్ ఏ స్టేజ్లో ఉంది. సో దట్స్ వాట్ రెడ్యూసెస్ ది ప్రొటెస్ట్. ఇఫ్ దెర్ ఇస్ ట్రాన్స్పరెన్సీ దట్ దెర్ ఆర్ ది టాక్స్ గోయింగ్ ఆన్ బిట్వీన్ ది గవర్నమెంట్ అని తెలిస్తే ఇట్ విల్ రెడ్యూస్. దీస్ ఆర్ ఆల్ ది ఎథికల్ ఇష్యూస్ ఇన్వాల్వ్డ్. Now, who are the stakeholders? Who are the stakeholders in this case? ఎవరెవరు ఉన్నారు స్టేక్ దీంట్లో? Who are involved in this case? Students, okay. Students ఉన్నారు. ఇంకెవరున్నారు? Okay, district magistrate, because you are the district magistrate, you are having this. And we have the police who are getting involved. We have the government, because they are questioning the government, right? Government getting involved. Then there is media. We choose them, the media is covering everything. The media is getting involved. So these are different stakeholders involved in this case. Different stakeholders. Now, what are the options available with you? Options. Now, before going into the options, each stakeholder will have a different. Each stakeholder will have a different demand. Each stakeholder will have a different demand. Now, tell me what students are demanding. Students యొక్క demand ఏంటి? ఓకే, ధర్మేంద్ర ప్రధాన్ రిజైన్ చేయడమో, లేకపోతే మినిస్టర్ వచ్చి దే వాంట్ టు కన్వే దర్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ టు ది డిపార్ట్మెంట్, ఆ డిపార్ట్మెంట్కి కన్వే చేయడం. సో దే వాంట్ ది డెమోక్రటిక్ గవర్నెన్స్. Democratic governance is their demand. And the fair exams is their demand. Now, what is DM? What does DM want? DM came kavali. So he is responsible for conflict management. He is responsible for the law and order management. So he wants the law and order to be stable. And he wants the conflict management. Then what does police want? Police ఏం కావాలి? Police ఏం చేయాలి? So to reduce the violence, they want to reduce the violence, and also they want to maintain the security. Maintain security. Reduce mob violence. Mob violence. Then what does government want? Yes. See, government, the main aim should be accountable and responsive. Accountable and responsive. So it should be accountable. For example, ఏదైనా తప్పు జరిగింది, take the accountability. You know, I don't know how many of you heard this. There was a railway accident. That has happened previously after independence. Independence జరిగిన తర్వాత ఒక రైల్వే యాక్సిడెంట్ జరుగుతుంది. And the railway minister resigns, saying that it was my responsibility to reduce the accidents, but accident జరిగింది. That's why I resigned. Taking the accountability for action. Meer చూస్తే, I don't know, there was this National Testing Agency chairman. There was an interview of this chairman with Republic TV. I don't know how many of you see Republic TV. Arnab Goswami. So he's the anchor of this Republic TV. And he directly asked Arnab Goswami directly, will you resign? Will you resign? Because of you, NEET paper got leaked and you are conducting the NEET exam, you should take accountability, right? You should resign, right? You should take the responsibility, right? You should resign, right? But he says, the resignation is not the solution. What is the next course of action that we'll take is the solution. So like this, there should be accountability and they should be responsive. Okay? Then what is media doing? Media coverage of facts. Unbiased. అంటే నువ్వు గవర్నమెంట్కి సపోర్టివ్గా ఉన్నట్టు ఉండకూడదు, స్టూడెంట్కి సపోర్టివ్గా ఉన్న impartiality. The media should be impartial and unbiased. Now see how many ethical words I have used. Ethics లో మీరు చదివిన టర్మ్స్ ఇక్కడ వాడాం, కొత్తగా ఏం రాయలా. See, impartiality, you have this word. Accountability, you have this. Then we have the security, we have law and order, we have the democratic governance. All these are ethical terms. ఇలా రాయాలి మీరు స్టేక్ హోల్డర్స్. ఊరికే స్టేక్ హోల్డర్స్ ఇలా రాస్తే కాదు. వాట్ ఈస్ ది మోటివేషన్ ఆఫ్ దెమ్? సో ఎథికల్ టర్మ్స్ రాస్తే మీకు మార్క్స్ వస్తాయి, ఊరికే అలా రాస్తే మార్క్స్ రావు. అందుకే దాన్ని ఎథిక్స్ కేస్ స్టడీ అనింది. ఓకే, నౌ వాట్ ఆర్ ది ఆప్షన్స్ యూ హ్యావ్? What are the options you have? The option 1, first option is use of force. Use of force. Because it is disrupting the public order. Because there is traffic getting disrupted. There is traffic disruption. What are the merits of this option? Force use cheste merits enti? So it will immediately clear the road, right? A traffic congestion taggipotundi. It will immediately clear the road. So it clears the road. Clears the road. Then second, it will reduce the mob violence. It will reduce the mob violence. It will reduce the mob violence. Mob violence tagge chance. But what is the demerits? What are the demerits? Is it ethically correct to use force on the peaceful protest? So వాళ్ళే వైలెంట్ మీన్స్కి వెళ్ళలేదు, ఇంకా పీస్ఫుల్గానే ప్రొటెస్ట్ చేస్తున్నారు. బట్ లార్జ్ క్రౌడ్ అవడం వల్ల ట్రాఫిక్ డిస్ట్రప్షన్ వచ్చింది. ఇట్ వాజ్ నాట్ ప్లాన్డ్, ఇట్ వాజ్ అన్ప్లాన్డ్. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎథికలీ ఇన్కరెక్ట్. సో దెర్ ఈస్ ఎథికల్ ఫెయిల్యూర్ ఇఫ్ దెర్ ఈస్ యూజ్ ఆఫ్ ఫోర్స్. Ethical failure in terms of force. Then it also projects government as authoritarian. It projects government as authoritarian, not ready to listen to the people. And also there is a risk of injury. There is a risk of mass anger, and there is also a risk of stampede. Tokkislaat jarige chance. These are the demerits of it. Options ila rayali. Option 1 merits enti. Option 1 demerits enti. Now goes with the option 2. Option 2. So what is the option you have? Okay, you don't use the force and you succumb to the demands of the students. listen to the demands of the students. Demands of student. No use of force. No use of force. Then what are the merits of it? What are the merits if you try to listen to the demands of the students? It will protect students' rights, right to protest, and it will show the empathy. How we are empathetic to the students. Then it will reduce the confrontation between police and students. Between police and students, the confrontation reduces. The confrontation reduces. Then what is the next demerits? What are the demerits? Demerits emuntai? Traffic congestion keeps on increasing. There is an increase of traffic congestion. So traffic congestion increases. Traffic congestion increases. And also, there is a chance the anti-social elements. See, the government చెప్పింది simple. Government ఎందుకు మీరు protesters ని కొట్టారు అంటే there were anti-social elements who joined with the protesters to join they were protesting. There can be a chance of violence. Bombing జరగచ్చు, parliamentary attack జరగచ్చు. See, ఇదే government వాడిన language. They are coming near to the parliament. There can be a chance of parliamentary attack. That's why we have attacked them. They are anti-social elements. So the anti-social elements can increase. The anti-social elements can increase. Now comes with the third option. Option 3. Option 3. So go for the dialogue with the students first. As an administration, first talk to some of the students. ఒక 5-6 మెంబర్స్ని పిలిపించి ఫస్ట్ మాట్లాడండి. అదే కదా గవర్నమెంట్ చేస్తుంది. JP Nadda, all these people have called the students and asked for the demands. మీ డిమాండ్స్ ఏంటి? Give us some time to solve these demands. అని ఫస్ట్ ఒక డైలాగ్ ఇనిషియేట్ చేయడం. సో go for faced dialogue with students. Go for faced dialogue with the students. You can ask the students, see, because of you, the traffic is mismanaged. So please try to find a site. ఎక్కడైతే పీస్ఫుల్గా ప్రొటెస్ట్ చేయగలరో, ఎక్కడైతే ట్రాఫిక్ మిస్మేనేజ్మెంట్ జరగకుండా ఉంటుందో అక్కడికి వెళ్ళి ప్రొటెస్ట్ చేసుకోండి. Because you asked them to go for dialogue. So, what are the merits of it? The merits of it is the upholding the democratic rights. Upholding the democratic rights. Upholding the democratic rights. Then it also projects the administrative success. It will also project the administrative success. Then it will also address the root causes. Why the problem has occurred, what are the demands, all these things. Now, what are the demerits is, there is a short-term risk of fake news. Especially media is getting involved. మీడియా ఇప్పుడే చూడండి. సో ఏం చేస్తుందంటే ఇంకా చర్చలు విఫలమయ్యాయి అని స్టార్ట్ చేసి ఇంకా రేజ్ చేస్తుంది ఇంకా. సో దేర్ ఇస్ అ ఛాన్స్ ఆఫ్ ఫేక్ ప్రాపగెండా ఆర్ ఫేక్ న్యూస్ రన్ బై ద మీడియా వెన్ దెర్ ఇస్ అ డైలాగ్ హ్యాపెనింగ్. డైలాగ్ని సపోర్ట్ చేయాలి కానీ దాన్ని బ్రేక్ చేసేలాగా ఉంటాయి కొన్ని హెడ్లైన్స్. ఏం జరిగిందో తెలుసా అక్కడ, ఏముండదు, ఏం జరగదు. ఓకే, నౌ ద లాస్ట్ వన్ ఇస్, వాట్ ఈస్ ది కోర్స్ ఆఫ్ యాక్షన్ యూ అడాప్ట్? లాస్ట్ క్వశ్చన్ ఆన్సర్, వాట్ ఈస్ ది కోర్స్ ఆఫ్ యాక్షన్ యూ అడాప్ట్? జనరల్గా ఏ కోర్స్ ఆఫ్ యాక్షన్ తీసుకుంటాం? ఫస్ట్ యూ గో ఫర్ ది ఇమీడియట్ ఎంగేజ్మెంట్ విత్ ది స్టూడెంట్స్. You immediately engage with the students. Second course of action, you go for the crowd relocation. Crowd relocation in a designated site. Designated site. You know, Jantar Mantar is a designated site actually. So Jantar Mantar is not disturbing the traffic. ఎందుకు జంతర్ మంతర్ దగ్గర ప్రొటెస్టులు చేస్తారు? ఇవే కాదు, ఇంతకుముందు మీరు ప్రీవియస్గా చూసుకుంటే జంతర్ మంతర్ దగ్గరే జరుగుతాయి ప్రొటెస్ట్. బికాస్ ఇట్ ఈస్ విల్ నాట్ డిస్టర్బ్ ది ట్రాఫిక్. ఇట్ ఈస్ అ స్పెసిఫైడ్ సైట్ ఫర్ ప్రొటెస్ట్. అందుకనే జంతర్ మంతర్ చూస్ చేసుకుంటారు అందరూ. ఓకే, దెన్ దేర్ షుడ్ బి సిస్టమిక్ కమ్యూనికేషన్. There should be press releases. Because media fake news propaganda jarugutune untundi kabatti press release share. Yes, this is how the talks went. This is how the చర్చలు జరుగుతున్నాయి. This is how the final conclusion can be reached in few days. And press releases. Then go for the long-term resolution. The long-term resolution of the plan. Long-term resolution. Take the help of the state governments, take the help of the central government and go for the long-term solution for the problem raised by the students. So this is the course of action which you can go for. This is the course of action which you can go for. Okay? This is how case studies should be written. Case studies ila rayali. Ardhamainda andariki? So the same case study can be expected in the next exam. Next mains exam lo you can expect the same case study.